You know, it's time to play bumper cars.
Jesus Christ.
Now, by the time I
And
was driving home, I was a lot better, but I fell asleep at 10:15 last night. I was stoned all fucking day. An edible in the morning fucking keeps the doctor away.
did it keep you going the whole day, or did you have to take more?
No, I inhaled a couple more when I got home, and then I fucking did something, and then I was fucking tired. I'm like, I gotta get to bed, Jack. We woke up like at 7 for this shit. You got to be down there at 9. That's an hour 10 drive. People have no idea about my weekends. Like, hey, I didn't see you Saturday night, bitch, because I had to be up at fucking 6:30.
Damn. What do you think about it? Do you like going?
I really do. You know, when you're a young guy and you see somebody watching women's sports, you're like, this fucking guy, he's definitely going to fall out of a tree with a bag of M&Ms and a fucking long rain jacket. And then my father-in-law would always watch girls softball, and I'm like, this ain't right. You know, like, this just ain't right. I'm not even going to watch this shit. You know, I feel like I got to wear a cape when I watch it. And then, you know, my daughter started playing, and you watch the game, you see the girls get stronger. And you're like, fuck, man, these girls, like yesterday, I was blown away on how good they've gotten since they've started. Like, I know 4 of these fucking girls, you know. They got big, you know, they're hitting now. 3 years ago, they walked around all shy. Now they're hitting the fucking ball, and it's pretty impressive to see. That's it. I don't care whether she's a star. I don't give a fuck, because I know there's an education. Getting to meet different people and fucking jump up and down with different girls, and that's an education for kids, the same way it was for us.
What do you do when they lose? Is that like, does she handle that well?
Nothing. I don't say nothing. I'm not one of those fucking Pistol Pete type dads. This is fucking fun. This is for kids to get to know each other, get to learn social skills, get to learn what it feels like to win, what it feels like to strike out, what it feels like to get hit by the fucking ball in the back, you know. So it's an education in itself. And I remember being like, I talk to people a lot, you know, my friends I grew up with, and people get confused. Like, I knew these bunch of people when I was in the 7th grade, and they're like, how did you grow up with them? And I go, because CYO basketball. We would all play our games, and then we'd get in the fucking, you know, feet, and we'd walk and go get pizza. We'd walk into a pizza parlor with 20 guys, you know, 10 girls and 10 boys that had nothing bad on their minds. There was no sex. There was no kissing. It was just young kids acting like fucking idiots.
And I didn't hate it, but I was always bad. Like you, Mercy's really good. The last time I saw her, she was making a bunch of hits.
Listen, she ain't Hank Aaron.
Who is?
But she loves it. And like I said, you know, listen, what these parents don't know is your kid is great at softball when they're 10 or 11. And by the time they're 18, they're playing the piano.
Oh, yeah.
And you had all these big dreams about going to Oklahoma. I don't have no big dreams. She's got to have the big dreams, you know.
It is kind of weird. Have you seen there's a little kid, like a little Gronk or something? Like, there's people who like putting their 5th graders like to be like the next big like NFL star. Like,
listen, man, when you see what's going on today, the laziness of kids on apps and fucking phones, and you know, it's 70 degrees today. I'm walking around. There ain't a fucking kid out there.
Right, that's true.
It's brutal. It's brutal for fucking kids. So, you know, this is the first time I go to the gym, and that last week when kids were off, there was 10 kids in there getting trained by a trainer. Not like in there knowing what they were doing. These kids couldn't hit the mitts. They couldn't do dick. And I'm saying one of the kids was a black belt in Taekwondo, and the kid was, and I'm watching this kid throw punches, and I'm like, this kid's in no danger. New York City, he's getting beat up by the falafel guy. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever been beat up by the falafel guy?
Nah, when I was growing up, there was no falafels. It was straight up hot dog with mustard, ketchup, or fucking sauerkraut. That was good as it got.
That's it. You didn't go for like the meat over rice, or like
No,
remember there's a
none of that shit was allowed when I was growing up. There was no people yelling on the street. Remember that night we're going to Sony Hall? There's some guy yelling flounder. He's selling
fish sandwich.
flounder sandwiches. I mean, who would go in there for a fucking flounder sandwich on 42nd Street? They just caught that flounder and fucking on the Hudson River. It ain't even a flounder. It's whatever, you know, fucking Egyptians hunt. These Hamas, they don't know how to fish. They'll take it out. That's a tuna. All right. It's a tuna. It's next thing you know, it's a fucking shark. It's a jellyfish. They're all sitting there with swollen lips.
Oh no. Yeah, but
I wouldn't eat half that stuff. That stuff was hot dogs.
That's it. No, like you don't go for like the nuts.
You gotta walk 20 blocks. The city, hot dog guys are probably making $100,000 a year because people had to walk to get to them. Now, you're in competition. It's like having a Subway sandwich. I got to duke it out now with Subway, Carolina's sandwiches, hot and spicy. It's not just selling, and they all suck.
Isn't it true? Like they have fake like Sabret umbrellas. Like when you go and it says Sabret, it's probably actually not Sabret.
Oh, you get those for $10 at a flea market. Next thing you know, you eat some kid's tail. It's fucking, No, I don't trust none of those motherfuckers no more. I go to a place right here in Old Bridge, Nikki's Dogs. Ooh, the chili with the potato sticks.
Ooh,
a couple potatoes in that motherfucker. What? But
they
again,
put that on a hot dog?
Yeah, she's not there every day though. She's there like Thursday through Sunday. So if I go to jiu-jitsu Friday and I had a good week, I'll stop in there and get a fucking hot dog. It's good for the soul, man. But not one of those New York City hot dogs. But there used to be a guy that sat outside Port Authority.
Okay.
From Times Square. This is 30 years ago. I would eat his fucking steak on a stick all the time. That was real. And
you know what?
The Arab, he was like Spanish with a turban on, just so they would let him get the license. You know what I'm saying?
Turn off your TVs, run for your lives. It's over. They didn't put you on this planet just to give up. If Uncle Joey could do it, I could fucking rule the world. That's what you gotta be thinking.
Welcome back to church, motherfucker!